And where am I? I gotta turn the video on. There we go. Hey, hey y'all, how you doing? Joe Baker here, and we're going to talk about how what can we do to leverage the value that's found in conflict resolution. And you're watching Joe Baker's Remedy Report, a show about bringing harmony to the world through economic innovations, health tips, and increased awareness. All right, I'm just waiting for a few people to come in, but so, you get angry, you get, somebody does you wrong or whatever, and then, you know, there just doesn't seem any way for them to make it right to you. But what's the real deal here? That's the question. Hey, I need some help. If you guys like my show, send me a check. There's an address there on the screen. It'll take me maybe about 10 days longer to receive it and stuff because I use a traveling mailbox and such. But hey, I'm broadcasting tonight on, I think, about 6 different platforms. I'm on Twitch, I'm on D Live, I'm on Twitter, I'm on YouTube, I'm on Facebook, and somewhere else. So pretty cool. All right, got 4 people coming in. Sounds good. Sounds good. We want to talk today about how to take value from a conflict, the resolution of the conflict, and what is the value of that, right? Like, I mean, this is the biggest thing in humanity is that we're always fighting with each other. What if we can use that energy of the differences between us, and like forgive it, because we can forgive. We've got unlimited capacity to forgive things, and but we can denominate the forgiveness in terms of the value of the offense. So if I'm injured $1 million, instead of making somebody squeezing $1 million out of them to give me to restore me, I simply issue a forgiveness note with the $1 million face value on it. And now that sounds odd, right? Where do you go from here with that? This show's about training people to come up with a way where we're going to take that forgiveness note, take a look at what it says. It describes exactly what the harm and the injury was, so that the world can learn from that mistake or that intentional wrongdoing. And now we have a container worth $1 million. I mean, it has a size on it, right? A denomination of $1 million worth of damage having been forgiven. And this thank you note is the container that holds it. You might think of it as a wallet. You can put $1 million into it. It fits $1 million worth of value. So the markets are always looking for things to buy, to put their money into. People right now, they're thinking about gold and silver or cryptocurrencies or a house. They're putting their value into something because the banks are about to go poof. Could be. Maybe I'm wrong. And the currency itself, the US dollar could vaporize and become totally, worth anything. So we're looking for things to put value into, in like collector cars or art, right? I mean, my gosh, they're even doing art on cryptocurrency. They call it an NFT. People are buying it, and they've got a legitimate transaction that shows that they own this piece of art. Cool. Well, what about a forgiveness note about taking stock in an act of forgiveness? I mean, why not? I mean, it takes two opposing viewpoints in the world and somehow allows them to coexist. It allows them to, you know, breathe. It puts the person who did harm back into honor, which is not easy to do. Um, and though a person who's injured, like me, against a big government or something like that, and I know I'm in the right. I'm probably in the right, but try to get that through a court and all this kind of stuff, and then squeeze more money out of unwilling participants who are citizens of that jurisdiction. There's just something that's totally wrong about our system of justice. That's been, I mean, even at its best description, it's inadequate. It's wholly wrong. The idea of punishing somebody, the idea of making someone pay for restitution, these these are concepts that are yesterday. They're yesterday. Because now, if we issue forgiveness, and everyone has the capacity to issue forgiveness, and we put that I forgive you note, we have the beginnings of a whole new economy of infinite remedy. We can remediate anything. Now, there's obviously some things out there. Let's see. I'm keeping an eye on the chat room. We have a chat room facility. I have some things I can put on the screen. Let's see. Here's my email address if you want to send PayPal or stuff. What else? Forgivenesspubliclicense.org. This is the guiding principle, the rules of engagement in a forgiveness note. And so you want to take a look at that. And there's a white paper there, and you can read it. No, there's not a white paper. There is a contract. And it talks about how if people are engaging in a forgiveness transaction, or they're pre-negotiating any future conflicts, you reference the FPL, the Forgiveness Public License, according to that. And what it basically says is, we're not going to use government consumer protection. We're not going to use government at all in terms of resolving our conflict. Our first resort is to issue notices back and forth, and say, or notices to say, hey, you damaged me, this is how much it's worth, and if you don't object, I'm going to forgive you that much, and I'm going to issue a forgiveness note that will be put onto a cryptocurrency. We've got cryptocurrencies that can get around all the surveillance and stuff. You've got like Monero. The one I like is Secret Network. And but right now, I've got a lot invested in the XRP one. So anyway, when I talk about forgiveness, it's not like, all the goodness of my heart and all this kind of stuff. No, it's the capacity of my heart. It is my right to forgive some son of a bitch for, stomping on my head. It's my right to do it in a way that dictates my judgment of him, not of him, but of his action as injurious to me. So, I don't know. Anybody got a question, comments? Forgivenesscapital.com is kind of the top of the websites I have, considering all this stuff. I can't find that one, but here's health.forgivenesscapital.com. That's one of the things my show is known for is healing work. Does anybody have a health or healing issue that you need done, some trauma in your past that we can work on? Hey, this is a new tool I've got, and I'm starting to get into selling these. This is for healing stuff. It's by a company called P. Rife. You can see that there. And iTerracare. And you blow this on the part where you're injured. So say my shoulder was bad. I just point it there. And it takes the ions. You know the ions like on the ocean when you can feel that great thing. Well, this is heating up a crystal and blowing the air past it. Plus it's generating terahertz frequencies that are known to help with the cells and unblocking the detox pathways. So that's pretty cool, huh? But if you have like a problem with your knee, there's a good chance I can fix it. I've fixed people's knees on this show. I've fixed people's kidneys. I've fixed people's livers. I can hit a tuning fork and bring the coherent field effects of its tone to that part of your body. So we'll just wait and see. I don't know. I'm streaming on a lot of platforms, and I'm using Melon app. It's a broadcasting platform, and I got a really good price on it. It's like $17 a month. I'd like to raise some money from all of you, any of you, so that I can afford to buy this in a 1-year package. There's like a 20% discount if I do it that way. I am feeling some pain in my groin right now. It's very strange. Am I affecting somebody out there? And am I sensing you guys? I'm going to point this at it. Hang on a second. I don't know. I think I'm going to do a worm purge, a dewormer, and get some of that fembendazole and take some of that. I had a friend who took it, and she talked about some crazy stuff happening. First thing, she's feeling zigzags in her brain. These things are darting to try to get out of her body. That's kind of what I'm wondering, if this is something trying to leave, and it's maybe coming up from my leg, because I've felt things in my legs for a long time. I've seen them. They make my calves. They make these really strange, odd flexes and everything. It's like it has a mind of its own or something. And I could understand restless leg syndrome or something like that if the muscles were tightening up along the length of the muscle, like in the direction that it normally operates. But these things are like weird directions. So I think it's kind of something like that. There it goes again. Dang. I'm going to take this off because maybe that. Huh. How bizarre. I think something's really trying to move up and out. We've got this, we've got all this stuff talking about blood clots, really bizarre blood clots in the bodies that the undertakers, that's not the word I'm looking for, the people who take care of the dead bodies, and they have to bleed them out, and and the blood won't come out because they've got these long blood clots in them. So well, I'm broadcasting on YouTube. I don't know how to drop everybody off of YouTube, because if I were to continue talking about that, they wouldn't like it. But nobody else really bothers me on it. I pretty much speak my mind on this show. And, I've talked against certain recommended medical practices. And I pretty much championed that. I mean, at first, it was because I know about ozone therapy, and ozone therapy, would take care of a lot of those kinds of things. Thanks for the chat here. Bud, good to see you, Bud. There we are. How about that? Good to see you. And I like your Telegram channel, Bud. Friends of Bud. That's pretty great. Yeah, but if you want to see what I did with ozone and what I was trying to tell people, like the World Health Organization, back when they were handling the Ebola thing back in Sierra Leone, there were a team of two guys, at least two, that went from the U.S. to Sierra Leone. They brought medical grade ozone equipment, and were teaching the doctors there how to give patients ozone, like direct intravenous application. Bongo Bud, we got two buds in the audience. Da, 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 da. Hey, great. I'll keep on this topic. So they were there. The president of Sierra Leone volunteered himself to receive the IV injection of the oxygen and ozone gas. Oh, you guys are both the same bud. And Vicky's here. Oh my goodness, this is great. Everybody's in the house. Da-da-da-da. So they had this. So the president of Sierra Leone rolls up his sleeve and takes a direct intravenous injection of ozone oxygen gas, just to teach the people of Sierra Leone that this is okay. And it wasn't one of those fake needles, like what Fauci and who's the president of the United States? Oh, what's his name? Takes, they put it in there and they make it go in there. And when they pull it out, you can tell it's fake because it slides along the skin instead of coming out from the injection point. Right. Welcome to our kitchen table. Cool. Yeah, they isolated the infected or their areas with deaths. Yes, Louise, you know something about this. So there were the people in Sierra Leone in these infected areas, or you might call them quarantine camps, who were calling out. They were screaming, begging to have the ozone treatment because they had treated 5 people who had Ebola with ozone in this method, and they all reverted. What's the word? You turn back, you clear, you don't have the symptoms anymore. And there were no side effects after the fact. A lot of times if there's some kind of drug you take, lots of drugs, even herbs, have side effects or problems with taking them, because a lot of the times the big trick, and I'm summarizing this because I'm listening to a doctor who's talking the hell out about a lot of this stuff, and I can't get enough of his stuff. Dr. Garrett Smith, and I'm just talking about it and relaying it to you. So many of these herbs and things, they just slow the liver down. so the liver's not excreting so much bile and you feel better. Well, but you're washing the bile. I mean, you're pushing it and you're making the liver get bigger and bigger, and the toxins are building up in fats inside the liver and stuff. What you need to do is to have a regular diet, not so much fasting and clearing things out, whatever, like that approach. In this paradigm, this different way of thinking about things, you just need to have a constant flow of low vitamin A stuff going through through the intestines. A regular flow. Let me get back to the Ebola stuff. These people crying out for the Ebola. One of the doctors that was there was Robert Rowan. And the other one, it would be great if my brain could remember the other guy's name, because he's the one who invented the protocol of injecting the ozone oxygen gas into the vein. You'd think that would be a dangerous thing. Usually, if you get air into the veins, it's a really bad thing. Here's the question. Marissa had a question. I think they're both a bad idea. What you see on the screen there, I think, is a bad idea. Either one, and the problem is quality control. I mean, what they're putting in the recipe for that stuff is some really weird stuff, and they just stir it up. There's no telling what part of the batch is going to have a deeper concentration of one part of this stuff than another. So you might find you just have the luck of the draw and you get, the worst one in the batch. That made a lot of sense to me. Let's see. Bongo Bud said recovered. Yeah, there were people who recovered from this Ebola thing. And when Tedros became the president of the World Health Organization, I was like, oh, this is great. I can get a hold of him through Twitter, and I can tell him that I can tell him that ozone will remediate the Ebola condition. And it doesn't cost much. It's it's a butterfly needle is basically your expense. And those aren't very expensive. So it looks like I need to go here. There's somebody spamming on me. Oh, this is great. Hey, Bud, thanks. I see that you're on YouTube. It's pretty rare for me to be on YouTube live. And I did it today. I'm getting ready for a special interview next week. There's a show called Rule of Law Radio show, and I'm going to be interviewing Deborah Stevens. At least I'm hoping to. And I've offered her, I think, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, something like that. We'll see what comes of it. But yeah, the big thing about all this is that, and Vicky, I know you probably, you and I probably differ on this, but we'll talk it through maybe. I feel that we have the capacity to judge and act. And especially if we're the ones who are injured by it. I'm on DLive. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. Anyway, so thank you, Marissa. Marlissa? I got to use the mouse for this instead of the trackball. Marissa. Yeah, that's good. So yeah. So anyway, I confronted the president of the World Health Organization on this thing, and you can see it on health.forgivenesscapital.com/Ebola, and you can see the tweets that I sent him and that they didn't answer. And their silence is their is a really big tell in terms of their culpability, because what they ended up doing was getting some Silicon Valley health organization to come up with one of these, one of these, and so that they could, immunize people against Ebola. Well, I'm not even sure Ebola really exists. I'm becoming more convinced of the terrain theory. And the terrain theory is that it's poisons that are inside of us that cause these, bacteria to emerge and to come forward. And that if there is anything like a virus, it's actually called an exosome, and it's just something that's designed to package waste and to get it out of there. Vicky, you learned a lot. Oh, something you did? I don't know how to get this. How do I black this guy? It's coming in through Twitch. Anyway, I don't need to worry about that too much, I guess. Oh, there's apps we have. Here's CloudBot. And I'll turn it on for Twitch and for YouTube. There we go. That helps with keeping people from spamming us in the chat room. It really distracts me. I think I have. Oh, here we go. I found something. A clap and a drum and a laugh. And I could turn it off right away. What was this? Share background audio. Let's do this. Got this tone that I've got. That should be pretty good. There it is. So let's see, back to the Ebola thing. So anyway, I consider the World Health Organization was doing something genocidal all the way back around 2014. And I was calling them out on it on Twitter, and they didn't even respond. So, that's long before this COVID thing came up. And so then when the COVID thing came up, I was trying to tell everybody about ozone, and I'm like, you got to try this. This might help relieve the symptoms people have. And if the symptoms are just caused by the terrain, ozone is great at oxidizing toxins and helping to unclog detox pathways. I mean, that's the big thing that's going on in the world today, is there's a lot of detox pathways that are getting clogged because we're just too dang toxic. So here's a fun way to, well, this is one thing I do for doing that. This emanates the light. It's not something normal people can see, but I mean the clairvoyants out there among you can probably see it. I'm going to try to flash this at you. If you're clairvoyant, you'll see it, huh? Anyway, this helps. You saw me wearing it at the beginning of the show. So all the blood that's flowing through and stuff is getting treated by this tensor field. Um, it's a torsion ring that has a tensor field in here, and it emanates light that way and that way. So detox pathways. So I think this helps to do that. I think the red light therapy, you get an infrared lamp. I mean, this is probably what's really helping those, baby chickens and stuff. It isn't really the heat, it's the near infrared and the far infrared frequencies, I think, that are, helping to make sure their detox pathways are clear. Even humans, when they give birth to a baby, a lot of times they're yellow. They've got the yellow tinge to them because their liver has been clogged up and damaged by all the vitamin A from the mother. Here we go. So, all right, I'm going to work on your gut here. So, we're just bombarding it with a lot of the infrared light, the near infrared, the far infrared, I'm sure. And the thing is that'll help clear the detox pathways, and your cells will be a little bit healthier from that. Get everything going out the right way. Well, that's nice. I did this for someone on my broken back show for treating broken backs, and she could feel that. So, yeah, about judgment, right? If you're injured, I mean, you're the one who can denominate what the price is, what is the implications. There's a couple comments. There's a lot of comments here. Hi, Star Earthica. Let's see. She says we're at a parking lot in Walmart in Oklahoma on the way to California. Oh, wow. Star, that's great. You're on the move. And Vicky says safe travels, Earthica. And thank you. Right. The crowd goes wild. Bud needs one of those. The crowd roared. Oh, that's what you meant. Yeah, the reaction. I've got this thing here. Yep. How about that? I don't know. I'll have to get keyboard shortcuts for all that stuff, or get one of those little buttons on the side so I can push the corresponding thing. Maybe the chime's just a little bit too much, eh? I'm going to stop that for now. But I'll tell you what, if you get into a meditation and you play the music file that I made like that, where it has the chime and the rain and the birds and the lake and the suburban sounds, it's pretty good, right? And that's available for a $25 donation. But if you really need it, let me know. Outrunning the tornadoes. Whoa. Well, that is my aluminum tube that you heard. Yep. Chime is reminiscent of tubular bells. Yeah, I have it. I have it right here. It's big, long. It was an 8-foot thing. I think I cut off nearly a foot off of it, and I was tuning it so that it would get to 111 hertz. Yep. So I feel about the judgment, Vicky. I feel that is appropriate in terms of um, judging another person from one's own perspective, and it's basically saying "ouch," you know, and but then encapsulating it, doing no harm to the person who harmed you. So, I mean, a judgment that issues a forgiveness judgment, I don't see any harm in that. And maybe we shouldn't be calling it forgiveness. Maybe it's just an offset. You know, if you don't pay a company for goods and services, and they decide not to take you to collection action, it's just an offset. But maybe we could go around and figure out, hey, you got any offsets that you want to sell? And maybe that would work. Star loves the tube. He says the recording of the tube sounds okay. The lives hurt me. Oh, really? You mean if I hit the tube live, it hurts you? Well, this feels good. I'm glad we're doing this show tonight. I got to get something else on the screen besides that text. Here's my if you want to contact me or call into the show, my username is Remedy Joe on Telegram, and we have a chat room called Remedy Report. Guess I should go take a look at that. People are always putting those in there. I've been having a dialogue with a guy. I'm asking if he'd like to call into the show. Let's see, how do I do it? I have to go in here and say what? Share, add cam. I don't know how to do it. Add a guest. There it is. Copy link. Maybe somebody out there wants to call, jump in. I'll put the link into the chat room. Try it. He says, go ahead, get him. This is the link, melonapp.com. And there it is. So I'll have to keep an eye out in case he pops in over there on the side. If you've got Star, may I play your songs on my show? Like, you've got some guitar stuff. Cool. You got a message from Melinda today. Might do a show with her. That's good. Vicky says, I understand your point about judgment. I wasn't considering a legal perspective, more personal. From your perspective, I agree. Then it becomes a a little block of truth. This judgment, this non-threatening judgment, if we can call it that, becomes a foundational block of truth upon which we can build consensus. And then we get other people starting to engage pieces of that value, like on a cryptocurrency or something, and they work it up, work up the value. I think instead of saying work up, it's like it's more of a kind of stated value. The whole thing is worth $1 million. So if you break it into 1 million pieces, you can trade 1/1,000,000th of it for $1. But this is the other part that is going to need to happen, is we're going to need to come up with a new denomination for money. I mean, instead of denominating things in dollars, that may go the way of the dodo bird. And then we have to have this other things. Oh, there we go. Earthica says, of course, you can play my songs. Thank you. That's great. Maybe I'll go see. Here we go. Bud says, do you know anything about House Bill HR 25 to abolish the IRS? Woo! Now you're sending shivers down my spine, bud. Well, I've known about that idea, that concept for a long time. Must have been somebody in the Republican group have put it in there, eh? I hope it goes through. I won't hold my breath waiting for it. So anyway, anybody's got about $400 or so wants to buy one of these, let me know. The lady I got this from, she had knees that were bone on bone with bone spurs on them. Lots of pain she was experiencing when walking. She got one of these. She just pointed it at her knees. And you do a little bit each day. You start out slow and you work your way up. And now she's walking fine. She did fall the other day though, and twisted her knee. And instead of putting an ice pack on it, she got one of these out, pointed it at her knee. The next day, her knee was fine. It's really, remarkable. Let's see. I need to put a sign on here for which one should I do? Add new banner. And then I got to go down here and type in, let's say, forgiveness capital. Oh, let's put it, the remedy, forgivenesscapital.com. And put that on the screen. There it is. Got somebody chatting us up here. So Star needs it for her knee. Okay, Star, here we are. I don't know. We're at 45 minutes into the show, almost 44 and 22 seconds. All right, I'm going to point it at both your knees at once. That should be enough. Now you just play that part over and over again, and it will treat your knee. That's how this works when I do this kind of work on people. And so let's let those detox pathways in your knee get some relaxation, and do tell us how it ends up working for you. What else do we do with the knee? I'll hit the knee also with this light. It's a little different frequency. Get them from the back here. I'm working on a new concept where I play these recordings over and over inside the computer. They're not going out to any speaker, but the idea is that they just play over and over and over again to express the energetic repeated effect of the energetics that we're pushing out on this. I'm curious what anybody thinks about that. All right, there you go. That's the end of this. And that was at 46 minutes. Let me put a comment in here. Knee treatments. At 44, 2, and 46:00. And that was right there. We go. Put it up on the screen, and we got it. There's another comment. It's mine. Tammy, my sister. My sister from the same mister. It looks like a different picture. I'm trying to see what you got there. It looks different. You're not the same Tammy Kraus. You're not my sister. My sister doesn't have an E on the end of Kraus. I thought the picture looked a little different. But I think I might have connected with you early on thinking that maybe you were my sister. So thank you for saying you love the show, Tammy. And you're welcome here. That's great. I'm so glad you stopped by. So yeah, those are some of the ideas I've got about the taking conflict and, doing the forgiveness. If we can teach the markets into the behavior of recognizing a conflict being resolved is worth something. If we help anyone in the world, it comes back around to us. I mean, it relieves, there's a demand, there's a need for settlement. There's a need for, peace. And if we can find where the conflicts are and bring the parties, at ease with each other, and then ship this financial instrument out to them, well, we've done a lot. And believe you me, the government, the people, through the expression of the false concept of government, have done so much harm on each person. It's almost incalculable. I mean, I've done my best to calculate it. To me, the government has harmed me so much that I can give each of you about $20 million worth of it. I mean, each person, each one living on the earth, it's a human, if presuming we're talking about 8 billion people, that's how much injury they've done to me. And well, it's kind of my shouting about it. I put high prices on things because I can, because I'm the one who's paying it. It's coming out of my infinite worth, issuing forgiveness for it. So What else can we do here? I can share a stream. What does that mean? You want to see what I'm looking at? I can share the screen here. The live streaming Studio Melon. Here we go. It's going to look kind of weird. But I can share the screen and the slides if I have slides. I can share a video. Wonder how that works. Yeah, I don't have a oh, here we go. Let's watch this one about smart meters.
Today's video is basically about how to block the EMF radiation from going into your bedroom. Because like about 3 years ago, I was getting a lot of headaches and couldn't work it out. And then I realized, oh, it's a smart meter. I moved my bedroom, I moved rooms, and within like a day, my headaches that I was getting for about a month disappeared. So how to block it is, initially I used thick aluminium foil with aluminium fly screen wire. And then I found that the signal was still getting through. So what I did is I bought this roll here of lead from Bunnings for $70. And I've wrapped one piece of lead around the outside of the smart meter. And then with the two screws there, the smart meter just came out a little bit. I was able to get behind it and put, I think 3 or 4 lengths from up here all the way down across to block it. And then, so this is a reading from outside. And then I'll go inside and I'll show you the reading from inside. So the reading from inside. The other option is you could get like a pitcher and put the lead on the back of a pitcher and then just hang a pitcher there if you didn't want to do the outside part, and that's another way to do it as well.
And that is the end of that. Let's see. Double click to spotlight. Oh, that's good. That works. I'm learning how to use this this whole apparatus here. Yep. I can add another camera here. That's kind of cool. There's an extra kind of camera. There's a virtual camera idea that is out there. And a virtual camera you use for like fancy titles, animated titles. And then like it can key them in and over your screen. You got parts of it that are transparent. So that's kind of fun. So I was thinking about a neighbor who has problems with his lungs. And I was going to write up a proposal for him. And I don't know, do I have that around here somewhere? Yeah. I was going to talk about giving him reactive oxygen species that are lower than ozone, basically by bubbling ozone through olive oil so he could breathe it. And then drinking water treatments 3 times a day. I would vortex the water, ionize it, and put it through a tensor field torsion ring. Rectal ozone insufflation 2 times a week. Diet consultations, helping him to learn about the problems with vitamin A, and that he needs to start reducing that, and taking that into consideration with everything he's experiencing, doing a red light treatment. I've ordered a light, 660 nanometers and 850, and then it goes off. It spreads off from those frequencies a little bit, and the 660, I think it goes down to about 630. Biofield treatments, clearing past traumas of the liver and kidneys. I put down suggested value $5,000 per week, but I was going to charge a small portion of that and then say plus certified thank you certificates to make up the 5,000 per week. So I think that us as healers, we could be, moving ahead on this idea of an appreciation economy, where we start creating our own financial instruments. And I don't know where these really play. I can tell you one thing where they would. It would be, now say for instance you're going to court, and you're trying to talk about how important you are to the community, something like this. If you're the holder of one of these appreciation certificates, even if your name's not on it, it shows that you are involved in the economy of the community. Other things I was suggesting, if they're going to get hair tests and blood tests, that they should get the retinol levels and the mineral levels back for analysis. Don't know exactly how to do that yet, but I'll find out. Another thing I really love to get is a subscription to the Love Your Liver Network. Garrett Smith is doing so much research and combining so much information, and he has he's got a public thing called Nutrition Detective on YouTube, and then he's got a private forum where he really speaks his mind about this stuff. And that's what I want to hear. I want to hear him really speak his mind about this stuff, and I want to see all that kind of stuff. Oh, okay. So Tammy says, I need to work on my lungs and heart. Well, if you're willing to forgive me for any potential adverse effects, I'll send some energy your way to your heart. Oh, wait a minute. Let's see. I can't do this to the heart. The manufacturer says don't send it at someone's heart if they have heart problems. So we're going to rule this out for your heart, but we can do it on your hands. But if you say, I agree to forgive you, according to the FPL, the Forgiveness Public License, or just say, I agree, then I'll do some work on you. And what you can do, Tammy, is you can play this, you can find this video and you can play it over again. We're at 59 minutes into the show. Isn't that beautiful? Thank you, Tammy. And I agree to forgive you for anything too. All right. So we'll use this lamp, the infrared lamp. And so in your heart and lung area. And we're at 59 minutes. It's a good thing maybe to drink some water. We'll do this for maybe a minute or two. I'm curious if you feel anything from it. I'm going to turn you around. So we're coming at it from the back side. Hey, this is great. We got another person in the Forgiveness Club. That's a great thing. And turn it around again, work from the front side. We're working on Tammy's lungs and heart with infrared light frequencies. It's not so much the infrared. Normally, we wouldn't use infrared because it's just too hot. It's the near infrared and the far infrared, the frequency bands above and below the infrared spectrum that I'm hoping are being emitted by this. We'll do another one someday. So that was about a minute. We're at 1 hour and 1 minute after that. So let's stop that one. Let's see what's at my disposal here. Here's my tuning forks. Trying to think what we can do for your heart and lungs. We can use the torsion. I think the torsion ring, tensor field from it, and so I'll just run that down your shoulders, and over your lungs and your heart. Very nice. And we'll play this other music in the background. And we're speaking to the cells in Tammy's heart and lungs to open the detox pathways, to restore circulation. And we are encouraging the growth of the glycocalyx in the endothelium lining of her vasculature system. So she has better and better and better circulation. She's getting better and better and better every day in every way. I'm getting better, 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 and better in every day in every way. I think this sensor ring helps to mitigate the problems of the glyphosate causes. Can't see what I'm doing over here. I've got this ring and I'm running it. Let's see, move you closer. I'm running it up and down from above Tammy's uh, shoulders, down her lungs and her heart. But might as well do the liver. You know, chances are all the problems in your lungs and your heart are from undiagnosed problems with your liver. From what I've been researching, or I don't consider myself really a researcher, but I try to be. I'm just exposing myself to the information and learning a lot about it. Hey, we've got someone who really knows some stuff in the audience. Gloria uh, Tomlinson. Gloria, glad to see you jumping in and saying hi. It is like a Slim Sperling tool, yes. I have his book, Slim's Universe, written about him. And in fact, I have a hard copy, which is a pretty rare thing, I understand, because they mostly just sold it as an ebook. And I complained because I wanted to. I thought it was a hard copy the way they told me about it. Um, she says yes, liver and gallbladder and kidney. Oh, Tammy. All right, I want you to write this down. Um, there's a problem with the diet, and it's causing all this, and it's about vitamin A toxicity, and it's just burning out your gallbladder and causing problems. You're getting bile in your bloodstream. It's not supposed to be in your bloodstream at all. But when it goes into your stomach and you feel nausea, that's because is backing up from the small intestine back up into the stomach, and then it uh, so then you feel nausea, but then it leaks through the stomach walls. I mean, there's other places that it happens, but it gets into your blood, absorbed into your bloodstream. Who says Greta says you are aging in reverse. You look younger this year than last year. What did you do for that? Oh, I'm glad you noticed. Well, for one thing, I don't have the lighting quite as good as I used to. Let me get some more light from over here. That's not enough. I need white light. Sorry about that. There we go. I've been using this tool. I've had it for about 4 or 5 days. So I've finished with that, Tammy, for now. We'll continue, but Greta got me sidetracked. So I've been treating my water with this. Well, and with this, uh, we're talking about the Slim Sperling ring. You put this around water, and it restructures the water. It also restructures. You're welcome, Tammy. It also restructures your like your blood, helps so it's not sticking together so much. And if what I've heard is true, the blood actually picks up a kind of it starts to glow itself, like so the blood vessels running around the body emit like an ultraviolet light that uh, you know basically if affects these pathogens throughout your body. So you're kind of like glowing from the inside, and that's pretty great. Um, and when I put this around the blender and I'm vortexing the water, so all that water is going like crazy in there, and it's zipping in and out of the field of the ring, and then this thing is throwing ions into it. The ions like at the ocean, you feel all the ions, the great electric kind of energy. And then sometimes I do this. I I send it right into my nose. All right. And Tammy, I know what we can do with your lungs. I'm going to put an intentional mask so that the lungs are not treated from what I'm about to do. And so the lungs are excluded. And, no, it's the heart. I want to exclude the heart from this because I'm going to work on the liver, the kidney, and the gallstones. So here we go, but not the heart. The heart is not in the version of you that I have right here. So um, I'm just going to do it really quick, and then you tell me if it bothers you in any way. But I also am putting on a circuit breaker. So there's a copy of me there with you, replicating the energetic effects of what I'm doing, grounding me and grounding you to the earth, and then it's going to trip the circuit breaker if this causes an adverse reaction. So that's my intention. There we go. We'll wait to hear a little bit back if that was okay. So what else am I doing? I have. Are you still there, Greta? I have restricted my vitamin A. In other words, I'm trying my darndest to not eat any vitamin A. Okay, we got it. We got from Tammy that she's okay. All right. So it'll do you wonders. It will transform your life if you learn to identify what has vitamin A in it and you stay away from it uh, as best you can. Now, like yesterday, I was invited for a pie, a shepherd's pie. So I went and I had it, and it was fine. Um, I think I have a little bit of craving. Vitamin A is actually addictive too. So, like, I found myself, wanting to run for those pork rind chips that are all seasoned. The seasoning has vitamin A. I've got a whole list of things that I can share with you guys. That's all right. Here we go. Working on. I suppose if you're pregnant or something like that, this probably wouldn't be appropriate. Um, and if anybody's watching, you agree to forgive me for any adverse by continuing to watch. You agree to forgive me for any adverse reactions you might have to this, because everybody who's watching or listening now or in the future will have this will have an energetic impact on you. And I'm blocking out the heart. I'm intentionally, it's like it's the heart's not a part of the body that I'm treating. I'm just treating the other organs. So here we go. So you can play that part back over and over. Maybe you can hear me now. You can play that part back over and over and over again, and build up. Do it maybe one time a day, uh, and then build up to like 2 times a day, where you just play that part of the video, and it'll treat that area. And we're talking about the thorax and stuff in here, pretty much down to the stomach, the lungs. So you'd have your pancreas in there, you'd have your liver, your gallbladder, small intestines, that kind of stuff. So the question is, what does vitamin A do to us? Well, it has retinol in it, and it has retinoic esters, and it has It becomes also retinol. Retinol is an alcohol, so think about what alcohol does to you. I mean, I've known for years that a certain kind of alcohol based on wood alcohol called, you use it to clean your face and stuff. Rubbing alcohol is also called isopropyl alcohol. Well, that's a wood alcohol, and it was written about by Dr. Hulda Clark in her book, The Cure for All Cancers, that the presence of isopropyl alcohol in the body, even in very small amounts, inhibits the liver from clearing fluke parasites out of it. There's a class of parasites called fluke, Fluke. And so that's something I've known for a long time, but this new thing is a revelation about vitamin A itself being, in one of the ways it breaks down, it's an alcohol. And so what does it do to us? Retinol is used on your skin. People get these skin creams to destroy the top layer of their skin. It's called a skin peel, and they use retinol in it, and the retinol dissolves your skin. So what do you think it's doing on the inside of your body? It's dissolving the stuff that you have. Oh, good. Greta asks, what's that red tube? Where can we get one? Well, you've come to the right place, because send me an email and we'll talk about it. I'm getting into selling these. I need to sell 3 of them, so 3 or 4 of them, so I can become a distributor. And so that's what I'm going to do, and we'll sell them and get everybody healthy. But you probably wouldn't use it on someone's heart if they have heart issues. I was bypassing the heart because I was imagining the heart wasn't there. Strange, huh? I've really honed and refined a lot of the stuff I do. Let's take this off here. And everybody went wild. So it's a little under $400. I don't know. There might be tax that takes it up higher than that, but that's what you can get. And I think it's a good idea. So I've been spraying it on my forehead and stuff. I didn't use a skin peel. My skin's getting really better from spraying this directly on parts of it, and by vortexing my water with one of these rings, and this I shoot it down into the water, and I use very nice filtered water from the grocery store. I bring my bottles there and I fill them up. So I've been drinking that, and I've been restricting the vitamin A, and this is what's happening. My body is just literally transforming. I had something happen the other day that was unusual. I'll tell you about it. Let's see. Great advice. What is the red tube? Where can we get one? That's good. All right, we're back. I'll put my email address on the screen here. The first address there is for PayPal. That's what's registered with PayPal. I made up an email address just for that. And then jb@remedycoin.com is another one. So there's all that. You can learn more about my stuff at forgivenesscapital.com. I'll leave that up on the screen. You're watching Joe Baker's Remedy Report, a show about bringing harmony to the world through economic innovations, health tips, increased awareness. And I like to say that show's for entertainment purposes only. Wink. But seriously, I say that just so I can say whatever I need to say. Right on. Well, maybe you want to have my phone number and put it in your speed dial in case you ever need some help. There's lots of things I can do with energy. Let's work on your liver, and let's address the trauma from the past. Kind of clear it, so we can do that. I might need this black tourmaline stone. Get that ready. Uh-oh. Where did I put it? Well, if I need it, we'll go get it. I think I have a little bitty one in here. I can feel for that. Feel for you. All right, here's what we do for your liver, Tammy. This is a tuning fork. Let's see. This one is 174 hertz. It's an old one I've used for a long time. The frequency, anyway. It was one of my first ones. And I'm going to do this. What I'm doing is I'm turning a wheel, and my hands are experiencing the energy, and my fingers will feel, the capillaries in my fingers will feel certain kinds of vibrations as I go around. And what I'm measuring is your time in your life from your birth to the present. And so that's what I'm doing. It looks very odd, I'm sure, and I apologize for that when you guys share this out to everybody else. This is kind of what's going on, and it probably looks really weird. All right, so I'm going to kind of ground you from the top of your head down to your feet. Your feet, and then down into the earth for grounding circuits. And then we do the reverse. We go from your feet to your head and then up to the stars. I feel like the Statue of Liberty. The Statue of Frequency. Let's see. And now I lay you, let's see, now you're sitting in a chair facing me. And then I duplicate you, so there's two. And I put you out to 6 feet away from me. And here we go. 6 feet. And we're working on the liver, lined up with the liver. Coming in closer to 5 feet. Feel a lot of stuff. Did you have some liver injury as a child that you know of? 6 feet. Coming up on 5 feet. There's a lot of distortion up here. 6 feet. 5 feet. 4 feet. 3 feet. I should stop and ask, is this feeling okay? Are you having any hyper sensitivity to what I'm doing? Because if you do, that's what this stone, black tourmaline, is for. Oh, you're having sensitivity. Okay. We'll stop for the moment. Oh, you're doing good. But you can. I'll pass this to you. Just pretend you're taking the stone from me. I'll pass it over the camera, over the TV or whatever, and you can take it, and then just set it somewhere where you remember to take it. And if you feel hypersensitive to the tuning forks, you can pick that up and you can put it right above your belly button, maybe about an inch above your belly button, and that will. We've tested this with other people. It works. It will. It'll give you some dampening effect on the sensitivity that you can stand it. Okay. Some people have had some serious traumas in the past, and sometimes you find a place on the timeline and it makes someone just want to jump out of their skin. It's a very, very severe thing. But if someone tells me you're feeling sensitive like that, I can also put it at the base of the tuning fork, and I hold it with my thumb there, and that has the same kind of dampening effect. Great. Now you learned something. And my applause and gratitude for all of those of you who have to hear me say this kind of stuff over and over and over again. All right, 5 feet. Or I said 6. I want to do 6 feet. Mm. 6 feet. 5 feet. 4 feet. 5 feet. 4 feet. 3 feet. 2 feet. 5 feet. 4 feet. 3 feet. 2 feet. 1 foot. 5 feet. 4 feet. 4 feet. Back up a little bit. 5 feet. Or 4 feet. 3 feet. 2 feet. 1 foot. 0, 3 feet, 2 feet, 1 foot, 0. Are you feeling this anywhere, Tammy? What I'll probably do is shift from a range of 5 feet. I'll change my metric to 20 units, and that 20 units will represent the whole 5 feet. So I'll count down from 20 down to 0, and that way, if you feel something, jot a little note down, or type it in the screen. I feel something at number 5, and if you feel something there, then we work on it. We keep going back to number 5 and just work on number 5 until we clear it. It clears, it goes away. You don't feel it anymore at that number, and that's how we progress at this. And then there's in case you're listening for the first time, whatever. Then the process is toward the end, we clear it. We go through the whole 20 units. And we click this thing, and we drag it through like like an electromagnet, picking up all the particles of energy that had been stuck out on your side. A couple things I should say about this too. You need to watch how you walk. Your balance can be affected by this type of work. So it takes an hour or two maybe to adjust, because you've been carrying around this extra baggage that really affects your balance. You might feel lighter. You'll probably sleep like a rock tonight. And you should drink a lot of water, because we're loosening up some toxins that have been pretty stagnant in certain parts of your body. And if you have any comments about what you're feeling, that might be nice to put in the chat room. Not everybody feels it, but people do get a deep sense of relaxation from this type of work. Drinking lots of water is important. It's even suggested to soak your feet, like in Epsom salt water or something like that. Great. She says, okay, perfect. Let's continue. Da, 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 da. I'm going to take this thing off the screen. I don't know how in the world. Hey, how come I have that melon thing up in the corner? I paid for this today, so it shouldn't have the it shouldn't have that up there. I guess I can take it off. Well, I won't bother you guys with that. I'll just keep going. So we're working on the liver, and we're going to go at 20, and we'll count our way down to 0. 20, 19, 18, 17. So what would you feel? You would feel like a tingling, and it wouldn't be necessarily in your liver. It might be in your toes, or in your head, or in your elbow. It's kind of an odd thing. And so just be very aware of your body during this time. So 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12. God bless you, Greta. She says, you're looking younger. Yep. 13, 14, no, 13, down to 12, to 11, 10, 9, 10, 9, 8, 7, 8, 7, 6, 5. That's something in the chat. PJD says, I thought I was looking at John Jovi's twin. Oh, John Bon Jovi. Joe, whatever you're doing is working, Dr. Groove Master. Oh, PJ, that's so sweet of you. Thank you. Yeah, I'm I'm working on my overall health. Again, it's the restricting vitamin A, no liver, no fish oil, no cod liver stuff, no bright red food, no yellow food, mostly, avoiding yellow foods a lot. And because all that stuff has vitamin A in it, and the vitamin A needs to really be, it dissolves your insides. And we don't want that, because when you dissolve your insides, then you've got necrotic tissue inside. Dead and dying tissue, we call necrotic tissue, I understand. And that becomes food for parasites. If you've ever watched my show, I really go off on parasites. I think that they're being used to control us and manipulate us. And oh, Tammy, you found something at 20. Great. I see it. Go back to 20. 20. This is the first time of your gestation and birth. So we're talking about the liver. What happens? People's mothers don't know about vitamin A, and they eat eggs and they eat cheese and they drink milk. These things have vitamin A in them, and they're damaging your child. So I'll bet, Tammy, you've got allergies. And that's from your mother's consumption of vitamin A long before she got pregnant. The vitamin A takes years to detox from your body. She says yes to the allergies. There you go. So you can get rid of your allergies by working on detoxing the vitamin A from your life. And but it's going to take a long time. It's a very slow process. You don't want to go fast. Don't go buy, stuff to detox your liver and all that stuff. The way to detox it is slow and easy, and eating. If you want to go on, I've got a list of all that stuff. Email me and we'll get it to you. But I eat black beans, white rice, and steak or roast beef, and try to keep the fat out. If you eat that, you'll be fine. I know a guy who's eaten just that for 10 years, and he's fine. In fact, he reversed his late stage kidney disease, and he reversed psoriasis. Psoriasis is the vitamin A eating or dissolving your tissue. That's what I've heard. Here we go. 20. 19. 20. 19. 20. 19, 20, 19. Let me put this ring down by your feet so it's shining. Well, I don't know where it is. Yeah, okay. It's there if you're standing here, so but you're sitting there, so the light goes through your body wherever you're sitting. And we'll continue 20, but let me know when it's clear. 20, 19. I don't have to close my eyes. 18. But I do it to try to be more perceptive in my other senses. 20, 19, 20. Wow, it's getting late. 9:45. 19. She says, clear. Oh my gosh, you don't know what this has done for you. What this is going to do for you going forward. This is great. I want to tell you what happened to me. I was going to say it earlier. Sometimes when I bend over, I'm sitting in a chair and I bend over to get something, I get a spasm right below my ribs. And I'm like, what is that? And immediately I stretch out and try to like get it to not spasm. And, I don't know. I didn't know what it was. I thought maybe it was a heart attack or something, but it's on my right side. It's not my left. My left side would be my heart. So I think what it's been all this time is like maybe my gallbladder or something, maybe with a stone it's trying to pass. And so this time, about 2-3 days ago, I was like, okay. And I'm laying in the chair. I'm not particularly stretching it, but I just decide to go with it. I'm like, I'm going to let it go. I'm going to let it do what it's wanting to do. And it just, man, it just squeezed the heck out of something and and moved it around. So I was kind of excited about that. And I think it happened one more time. And I just let it go and let it do its thing. Tammy writes fascia. Fascia. I think what that means to me is the tissue like under the skin, the support structure right under the skin. And just maybe tightness. So anyway, we've just cleared that. Let's keep going and see if we can find another spot. We've cleared 20. Let's move into 19. 18. 17. 16. 15. 14. 16. 15. Whoa. 16. 15. 14. 13. We got 16. Okay, we'll work on 16. 16. 15. 16. 17. And you could tell me about what percentage of the way through the circle. Is it halfway through? Is it only 10% of the way through, or 20%? And then I can hone in on that. 16. I think it's right here. There's a lot in here. 16, 15, 16. 15. I'm guessing maybe you had acne and they treated you with, did they treat you with Accutane? That's another vitamin A injury. But I don't know. I don't know your age, Tammy, but I don't think we're quite to the teenage years yet. This is probably 3 or 4 years old. Oh, she says halfway through. Okay, great. 16. I did this for somebody else. Another show I did on the liver, and we cleared a lot of stuff up in her liver, and then she was feeling something in her temples. You might even say where you're feeling it in different parts of your body. And I see you wrote 49 there. I guess that means 49%. And she had tinnitus, and we cleared her tinnitus. She'd suffered for it for 3 years. You're feeling this in your stomach. Okay. Good to know. Thank you. My stomach's making some noises too. But all right, thinking about the stomach and all. 16. And we'll treat the stomach as well as the liver at the same time. That's making my hand vibrate more just as I say that. Sorry, my intuition is to just hold this for a few moments. You might feel intense emotions, Tammy, as we get through these, and if we find a trauma on the line, you might not know what it is, or why you're crying, or or why you're angry, or these types of things. But I assure you, it will pass, and it will, probably the most it would take maybe 10 minutes or so to process. We just keep hanging out at that place and keep hitting the tuning fork, and this helps it all to clear. I'm thinking I should sell like kits of all the tools I use, and maybe have a cruise. We get enough people to buy a cruise thing so I can get a free ticket. And then do classes on this stuff. But I don't know. I teach it well enough over the show like this. Oh, rearrange things over here. And then you know to use the little stone. You might even try the stone. If I get on the place where you feel it, just try the stone, put it there, and see if the sensation is different. 16. That's another thing. The lungs suffer from vitamin A from the inside. You know, the skin peeling from the inside of the vasculature of the lungs. I mean, it's just really crazy. And it's not like there's a really fast cure for this stuff. I was relatively healthy, but the more I think of it, 16. You know, there are things around the edges that have been working, deteriorating a little bit. My vision, is probably the first thing that went. No, even as a child, I had problems with my hip. 16. So Tammy writes, it went to lungs. I think that means her sensation now, instead of feeling it in the stomach, she now feels it in the lungs. 16. And all right, so we'll aim. Well, hang on a second. All right. I need to shield your lungs from this treatment right now. So the replications that I have of you here, this one's okay to do that, but I don't want to treat your lungs specific. I specifically want to exempt your lungs from the biofield tuning treatment. We're working specifically on the liver. We were working on the stomach. We're just going back to just the liver. She says yes and perfect. Okay. So I had a friend, man, he had asbestos exposure when he was young. He was an old man, like getting to be 80 years old. Man, I did tuning fork work on him and for his lungs. And wow, I only did it for like a minute. And the next day he had a really rough day, a detox type of day. And well, I think he had vitamin A toxicity. And then there's something about that carbon 60. Something I learned about it recently made me reverse my opinion about taking carbon 60, because they say it gets stuck in the liver. So we don't need stuff getting stuck in the liver. I mean, trapped, processed, expelled, yes. Okay, 16. $15, $16. I'm going to go right to the base, the bottom, right at the bottom at 49%. And we're working on the liver, and I'm going to just hit this right here. Get a little more force right on the crash against the hockey puck. Tell you, I was watching a hockey game the other day. I don't usually watch hockey, and I was watching this thing go across the field, and I'm like, I know what that feels like. I mean, I play with those all the time, because the hockey puck is a very real thing to me, but for a totally different reason than most people. 16 and a half at 49% down there on the way to 17. No, on the way to 15. 16 down to 15 and a half. And liver. You could be angry, these types of things. The liver is a place of the anger, they say, and maybe there was something that really made you angry as a child. That could be kind of what we're finding here. 16 down to 15 and a half. And maybe some of you can hear in the tuning fork, the anger or whatever. Oh, 16, 15 and a half. Are you still getting a strong response? Probably take the stone away and we'll make faster progress if you can manage it. But it is nice to know and experience the difference with and without the stone. I'm getting some really odd things down here. It's like I'm feeling a lot of vertical striations, and I'm moving through them. It's almost like the tourmaline itself. The tourmaline itself has, let's see if I can get it lit up properly. If you look at it a certain way, it has striations. Here. This is going to be hard to do. Let's see, that one is, that side is flat, straight, polished, or whatever. This is not working out the way I want it to yet. Huh. I don't even really see what I'm trying to show you on here. Here it is. I call those straight lines like, and then irregularities in the depth. But they're regular irregularities. Yeah, I can't say that, right? Anyway. That's what it felt like, and I don't know. What does it mean? I don't know. It felt almost like I was thinking of gallstones. I was thinking like pebbles in a river or something. 16 and then down to 15 and a half. Ooh. $16, 15 and a half. 49%. Liver. Let's see. Here we have a comment from Tammy. She says, I have thickened wall gallbladder. Okay. And I don't know. I'm guessing that's from like the toxicity of the bile, the intense toxicity of the bile because of the vitamin A. Vitamin E helps the vitamin A get packed in 20 times more densely into the fat. So, I mean, this is the problem. They don't tell us that the vitamin A is causing all this problem. So we eat all this stuff and it becomes addictive. We eat more and more of it, and it just really bothers our gallbladder. At least you still have your gallbladder. I'm gonna really hit the tuning fork right in your gallbladder. Standing here. I want you to really get a red light, Tammy, and they're about $15 or maybe $20, and you put that. It's not just red; it's it's the IR means infrared, and we're not looking for infrared. We're looking for near infrared and far infrared. She said, "I felt that." Yes, I believe you did. And I mean, you could play back the part of the show where I was shining the red light in there. And in about 5 days, I'll have the new lamp that hits those frequencies much more precisely that stimulate. I mean, you've got enzymes that can help you, but the enzymes are overwhelmed in your body by the toxicity. They're meant to break down the toxicity, but they give up. I think I express it this way. I think that they're paralyzed and they can't do their job. But if we can do this stuff, we get it to go. Now remember, you can write down the time where you feel these things. I'll note it in the comments here at at 2 hours 04 03 colon 50. Krause, is it Krause? AUSE, Krause, I think. Felt work in gallbladder. And again, I think this tuning fork, the plasmatic energy field accompanying the vibrations, resonates here, and it resonates in you, and the enzymes pick up on that. And I think that might be what's going on there. There's just a notation. Oh, I see what's going on. She says, I have one tuning fork. Well, what you can do is you can imagine you're standing here next to yourself, like I'm sitting here and like sometimes I do it like this and I work on parts of my body and I just put the fork in the spot where I want to work. Here's your gallbladder again. And there it goes, you know. You're working with a 3D holographic model of yourself. That's what I do. To me, it's not unusual at all. In fact, one time I wanted to treat a woman's knee. I was down in Acapulco, Mexico, and she's sitting on the couch, and I said, I want to tune it. I want to smash the fork inside your knee. So I'm going to imagine your knee is over here, next to you, and I did the tuning fork, and you know how clairvoyants can see things, and she could see a line that connected her knee to the imaginary knee. It was like an energy line. So, I mean, it's kind of cool. I mean, I've been at this a long time, and I've gotten all these little pieces of people's experiential perceptions of what I'm doing, and it really builds a lot of confidence in me to try, you know, really unusual things. More on your gallstone, I guess. Gallbladder. I'm kind of like, do you have a gallstone that needs smashing up or something? There we go. You know, it's just the cells in the wall. She says no. Okay. The cells of the organ itself, you know, they just need a little extra help. And I imagine this is bringing, you know, electrons from the ether to satisfy the cells, the atoms. Atoms get knocked in toxic environments. They get stripped of their electrons. And then you get things happening like blood cells start sticking together because they have to share electrons. They don't have enough to stand alone. Okay. Ooh. The tuning forks, it helps if they're a special alloy like this has. This is built by biofieldtuning.com. Because biofield tuning can be really hard on tuning forks. She says, thanks. How much more time do you have? So 16 down to 15 and a half. Let's see if this is cleared down here yet. I still feel it in my hand, so my guess is that it's not clear. You might have a past life type of thing that's making this harder to clear. It's like stones underwater or something. Did you have a problem in a riverbed? I'm going to switch tuning forks. I'm going to go to a higher pitch. This one is 528. 15.5. 16. 16. I'm not picking up on that riverbed thing this time. 15.5. Let's do it this way. 15.5. Okay. Well, one more fork. I'll use another one that's really strong. I have about 10 forks, but some of them are these cheap ones from Walmart, 128 hertz. I bought them, they were like $5 each because there were some children that come to the beach and I wanted them to be able to play with them. And these that I am working with, they're more like $50, $60 each type of thing. Really made to withstand the stresses of biofield tuning. Well, wouldn't you know, I'm having trouble finding the fork I want. Must be out by the couch. And let's see. I'm going to try to move ahead. You can go back and play back this part later, and I suggest you do that, and just go over and over until that part clears. If it doesn't clear for you, Tammy, then call me or email me, and we'll figure out how to do it. Because it might, like I said, my intuition is it might be further out in a past life, and that this is like an echo of something that happened back then, or that there's something more foundational that happened in a past life. I had that happen with a woman who had endometriosis and kept working like 20, 25, 30 minutes on this one spot, and it just wouldn't budge. And so I found it out at 23 feet away, and it didn't take long to clear it. Then I came back, and the one in the 5-foot range cleared really quick. If that all makes sense. I'm talking a lot. I don't know. What are we gonna do? Let's see. Gasp. Yeah. Let's see. How about a drum? Air horn. Oh, this is gonna be loud. That'll wake us up. All right, we'll carry on down at 15.5. 15, 14, 13. Hi, Chimina. I forgot where I was. So 14, 13. It's all caps. That's nice. 13. 12. 11. 10. 9. 8. I had my bowels were making some noises at that point. We're working on the liver, in case you hadn't noticed. And if you're watching, by continuing to watch the show, you agree to forgive me for any adverse effects this might have on you. But I think this is going to help, so I'm not too worried about it. Um, we're at 14 on the way to 0. It's a total length of 20 units for your lifetime, and so we're moving in close. We're working on Tammy's liver here, and everybody who's listening, if you know somebody who needs work on their liver, have them watch this show. They'll learn a lot, and it will treat their liver at the same time. Just be sure to drink a lot of water before and after the show. Okay, watch your balance, etc., etc. 14. 13. 12. 12. 10. 9. 8. 9. 8. 9. 8. Yeah, I thought I felt it at 9. 9. 9. 9. 9. 9 down to 8.5. 8. 9. 8. 7. 9. 8. 7. 6. Are we getting clear on there? 9. Um, 8, 9. 9. Clearing. Okay. 9. 8. 9. 8. 7. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 3. 2. 1. 0. Great. Now, you felt it at 3. All right, we'll do 3. 3. 2. 3. 2. 3. 3 down to 2.5. 2. 3. 2.5. I mean 2. This is oh, I got the 3 on the screen. Yeah. Woo! He says 3 is clear already. Great. 3. 3. 2. 1. 0. Nice. Now I'm going to go back and I'm going to have you do some breathing. Like you take like 5 or 6 deep breaths in and out, in and out. But we'll start right at the end. Don't go into like hyperventilation or something like that, but we'll get this here shortly. All right, at 20. Click, drag, collect. 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. And release. And now inhale and exhale about 4 times. We're releasing all this energy into your around the heart chakra area. Even for it to go back to your liver. 2 hours and 30 minutes it's been on this show. Wow. I haven't done a long show like this in a long time. Man, I've done shows that were like 5 hours, 6 hours long. One with Michael Zazio. He was a judge on the International Tribunal for Health and Justice. And they held all these leaders in contempt of court or whatever or guilty of doing the 5G rollout without health and safety testing. There you go. Let's do that one more time. I'm going to count down from 20 to 10 to 0. That's how I'll do it. Because I need the fork to stay vibrating longer. And we'll do one more breathing session as we get to the bottom. So 20. Click, drag, collect. 20, 10, 0. Release and breathe. I'll put this up where you can kind of see it. Some of the clairvoyants can see what's going on. There's like a light on the end of the fork, and it gets absorbed into the body. It's amazing to have clairvoyant watch my show and tell me what they see. I'm sorry, I'm yawning. I can see my big vein on my forehead. That's about it for the fork. So there you go. Keep a journal, I suppose, of the things that are going on now from now forward for maybe the next couple weeks. What kind of things are changing in your life? You can eat bananas, you can have apples, you can have black beans, and you can have anything really. But if you're going to have popcorn, get the white kernels. And I have popcorn now and then use coconut oil for popping the popcorn. It makes a huge difference from like canola oil. And after 2 or 3 weeks, she says it explains why bells disappeared from the community. Yeah, PJ, you're onto something there. They can really, these coherent, resonant tones, they can really do some great things for you. Now, when you're around a big bell or something, imagine that you're superimposed on the bell and that the bell is just ringing inside of you. or like you're like a ghost in the bell, and it, bong. And man, I think doing something like that would just resonate all like the evil spirits right out of you. So I need to get some good tuning forks. Well, Tammy, what you can do is just come to the show or do a private session with me if you like, and we can get to the bottom of some of those spots. Make a note of the the marks that you were at. I think there was 16 still needed some work, and 9 I think we cleared. But I'd rather have you, help me help me, uh, with some funding or something. Um, this is kind of it's my work, and I know a lot to do with it. And every time I exercise this gift and keep doing it, it just grows and grows and grows. And we're creating a lot of good here on these shows. If you go to this page, maybe make a note of it. It's the website for the show. It's at well, it'll come here shortly. I just have to get rid of this other thing. The comment is in the way. remedycoin.com/remedy report. And there's like a list of different parts of the body that I've done shows to focus on. It's strange, but the positioning of the fork relative to the body is everything, and the intention in my mind and the way that I split you up, and I'm working on both of your sides at the same time. Otherwise, years ago I would have done this. I would have worked on your left side first, and then I would have worked on your right side. And then just one day I had this idea. Well, what if I like cross my eyes and there's like two of you, and like I'm imagining you out at equal distances. You're both out at 6 feet, and I can work on that way. I can double the speed of clearing the stuff I'm working on. And today I did a little bit of doubling up even on that, where I was working on both the liver and the stomach at the same time. So it was like there's two of you out there, and then there's two more that are slightly lower or higher. And because it's when I say the fork's position to the body is important, it's not only the distance, it's the elevation and the rotation around you. We're pretty much working straight off the sides, working on trauma. We have explored and found some things in the back of the head, and maybe we should try that with you if you're willing. I'll do it. And the intuition, the information we got was it was some kind of control structure. So I had that freed from me. Put your head over here, facing away from me. So I'm working on the back side. It's Midnight Yawning TV. You're watching Joe Baker's Remedy Report. Oh, great. Yes, I'll book a session. Fantastic. Thank you. We'll have to figure out how that all works. I put a thing on there so it should go to Calendly, and you can pick a time and all that. I think I've got my show blocked out so it won't interfere. But we'll get it figured out. Thanks so much, everybody. Um, I'm really glad to be with you. Thanks for coming out and hanging out tonight. It's encouraging to see so many people watching. We had a good number of people. You know, a lot of times I'll do these shows and I'll have. The last time I did this for somebody's liver, it was just the patient and I. For a long time, it was just one person, and here we just had 6 people toward the end of a long show like this. Um, you can put this show in an editor, and you can edit out parts, and those pieces will affect other people as well. So, you know, if I die or something, you know, download these shows, make the work continue. There's other people that do this work, but it's been a desire of mine to have like the Human Biofield Project, where every part of it is available for people to use and have, you know, free of charge, just on an automatic kind of basis. Um, I think big on these things. I don't know, but it's nice making little baby steps here and there with people, and you know, changing their life for the good. Thanks a bunch, everybody, and I guess that's about it for now. I'm gonna go to bed. Yep, I'm glad to have accomplished doing this show today. I didn't get my walk in. That was on my list, and I don't know. One thing led to another. But hey, hola, Van City with 5 in it. Oh, well, thanks, and well, we're out of here for now. Talk to you again soon. Bye bye. Well, on today's show, on Joe Baker's Remedy Report today, we worked on a liver, and we used biofield tuning techniques with the tuning fork, and we also worked with this device, the Prife Iteracare. It's a wand, and it blows ions into diseased parts of the body. And so we treated the liver and the gallbladder, and you know, lots of different parts. So it was great. Um, and if you tune in and watch, it'll work on you too. But those, yeah, there we go. Whew. That's good. All right, PJ, we'll see you later. Hope everything's going well with people. Bye bye for now.